What's up, Steelers Nation? As always, this team is working hard to get better every single day, sharpening every detail, testing new wrinkles, and getting one step closer to championship football. And that's exactly why we bring you these updates, because we know how much you care about what's happening in Latrobe, on and off the field. So, before we dive into today's explosive training camp updates, we've got injury news, position changes, and some surprise experiments. On offense, do us a favor, smash that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe so you never miss an insider scoop from your Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's get into it. Just when it seemed like the Steelers had put the TJ Watt contract distraction behind them, another key name on the defense gave fans a scare. Star outside linebacker Alex Highsmith suffered what's being called a minor groin tweak. During Sunday's training camp practice, according to Steelers insider Brian Batko of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the injury occurred during one-on-one pass rushing drills. Head coach Mike Tomlin confirmed the injury but didn't appear overly concerned. Tomlin said, quote, "Just a little tweak. We'll monitor it. Nothing significant for now." But here's where fans might raise an eyebrow. Highsmith already dealt with a groin injury in 2024, missing 3 games because of it. Combine that with a late-season ankle issue, and suddenly, what sounds minor has a bit more weight. In total, Highsmith played just 11 games last season, registering a career-low 45 tackles and 6 sacks. So naturally, anything involving that groin is something the Steelers' medical staff and fans will be watching like a hawk. The good news, the team doesn't expect this to impact his Week 1 status. But let's be real, there's no reason to push your star edge rusher in late. July, precaution is the name of the game right now, but here's the silver lining, and it's a big one. If Highsmith does need to sit out for a stretch, the Steelers are more equipped than ever to handle it. Enter Nick Herbig, who broke out last year with 5.5 sacks, flashing elite burst off the edge. Coaches love his motor, his work ethic, and his locker room presence. And don't forget about Jack Sawyer, the former Ohio State standout the Steelers snagged in the 2025 NFL Draft. He's been turning heads in camp with his length and power. So yes, Highsmith is a key piece. But the depth behind him, absolutely legit. Let's take a step back for a second. Look at this defense on paper. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward, Joey Porter Jr., and now new additions like Jalen Ramsey, Derek Harmon, and Darius Slay. And that's before you mention role players like Beanie Bishop, Isaiah Loudermilk, Chuck Clark, and rookie Yahya Black, all guys who could start on other teams. In 2024, this defense allowed just 20.8 points per game, ranking 7th in the league. They returned most of their core and added even more firepower. This could very well be the one defense in the NFL when it's all said and done. Now, if you thought that was all the news for today, oh no, buckle up. In a wild twist, Mark Robinson, a 4th-year linebacker and one of Pittsburgh's top special teams players, was seen taking reps with the first-team offense during goal line drills as a fullback. Yes, you heard that right. No, 93, lined up at fullback, blasting through holes and leading the way for Jaylen Warren, including a massive block on none other than Patrick Queen. Queen, caught totally off guard, said, "I thought they were joking." When they said he was really in the offensive room, it was just crazy to see him on the other side of the ball. And when asked about it, Robinson kept it simple and humble, saying, "It's football. I'm down for whatever." Let's pause for a second. In today's NFL, versatility is everything. If Robinson can deliver tough physical reps at fullback, he boosts his chances of making the roster tenfold. With Carson Bruner breathing down his neck for a linebacker spot, special teams and fullback reps might be his ticket to sticking around. You've got to give credit to Mike Tomlin and the Steelers coaching staff. They're not afraid to experiment and maximize value. Robinson's fullback tryout shows exactly how Pittsburgh is constantly thinking strategically, looking for edge case opportunities that could swing games in tight situations. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Pittsburgh has turned a defensive player into an offensive contributor. Think of Vince Williams taking snaps in goal line packages back in the day. This franchise isn't afraid to get creative, and frankly, with a tough AFC North schedule ahead, that creativity could pay off. Let's start with what's really going on. Wide receiver Calvin Austin III, one of the fastest and most dynamic weapons on the Steelers roster. could be entering his final season in black and gold. According to insider Mark Kaboly on the Pat McAfee Show, the Steelers haven't even started negotiations with Austin on a new deal. That's a big deal because, as every fan knows, the Steelers front office has a firm policy. They don't do in-season contract extensions. That means General Manager Omar Khan has just over a month to make something happen before the September 7th season opener. Here's what Kaboly said on X. The Steelers have yet to approach Calvin Austin, 3, about a potential extension, and it's unknown if they will. Austin is in the final year of his 4-year, $4.1 million rookie deal. If the Steelers don't sign him before the September 7th opener, Austin will become a free agent next year. That's right, Austin could walk next offseason with nothing in return. Not forget, Pittsburgh took a chance on Austin in the 4th round of the 2022 draft. Injuries robbed him of his rookie season, but over the last 2 years, he's appeared in 34 games, started 9, and posted 53 catches for 728 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not eye-popping numbers, but considering the QB carousel from Kenny Pickett to Mason Rudolph to Russell Wilson. It's tough to judge fairly this year. However, Austin has a golden opportunity. Aaron Rodgers is under center. Let's be honest, Calvin Austin's size 5'9", 162 pounds, raises questions, but his speed, separation, and versatility in space can make him a dangerous chess piece for Arthur Smith's offense. With DK Metcalf likely commanding top corners in double coverage, Austin could thrive as a slot mismatch, especially with Rodgers a QB who excels at timing throws, leading receivers into space, and exploiting broken coverages. Austin could suddenly become far more valuable than his current contract implies. But here's the problem. The Steelers seem hesitant to pay for potential. Austin hasn't proven he's a consistent WR2 or WR3 yet, and Pittsburgh might be content to let him play out the year and decide in 2026. That's a gamble, and one that could backfire if Austin breaks out with Rodgers. While contract drama simmers, Steelers fans have another issue to keep an eye on. The offense just got embarrassed in the team's most important camp drill, not once, but twice. Let's talk about the now infamous 7 shots drill, a red zone showdown where the offense tries to punch it in from the 2-yard line. Simple, intense, and telling. On Sunday, the offense went 1 for 7 in the morning session, and then went 1 for 7 again to close out the day. That's right, the offense lost both times badly. This isn't just about Rodgers needing time or chemistry. This is about complete dominance from the defense, which has now become a yearly tradition. For the past 4 seasons, Pittsburgh has fielded the highest-paid defense in the NFL, and it shows. But fans are tired of the offense dragging its feet every August. Yes, Rodgers is still developing chemistry with DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, and others. Yes, the offensive line is banged up on the left side. But getting blown off the field twice in a red zone drill, that raises red flags. Here's the thing, it's not time to panic yet. Training camp is notoriously tough on offenses early on. Timing takes time. New faces need reps. And Arthur Smith's playbook, it's not exactly plug and play. This scheme demands discipline, pre-snap movement, tight windows, and excellent timing. Rodgers, Metcalf, and Austin are still adjusting. And the protection hasn't been consistent enough to evaluate the deep ball threats yet. And let's not forget, Rodgers is learning this offense too. After nearly 2 decades in different systems, what fans should be watching is progress over the next 2 weeks. Once preseason games start and the pads come on for real, we'll have a much clearer picture of whether this offense is just rusty or truly concerning. Believe it or not, some in the building would be more worried if the offense was dominating the defense this early. Why? Because this team is built on defense. From TJ Watt to Joey Porter Jr. to Jalen Ramsey, this unit has elite talent across the board. If the offense was moving the ball at will right now, it might mean the defense has taken a step back. That's not the case. This D looks sharp, hungry, and ready to carry the team again if necessary. Let's keep it real. The Steelers don't need to be a top 5 offense to contend. What they need is an offense that doesn't turn the ball over, moves the chains, consistently wins the field position battle, takes advantage of red zone chances. Rodgers and this offense can manage that. Pittsburgh is absolutely a playoff team in 2025. But it starts with clarity. And part of that includes figuring out who's part of the long-term plan. Calvin Austin III is fighting for that role. Whether Omar Khan believes in him enough to lock in a deal before September 7th, that's the million-dollar question. So what's the bottom line? 1. Highsmith's injury doesn't look serious yet, but it's a concern given his history. Expect the Steelers to monitor it closely over the next 2 weeks. If there's any risk, Herbig and Sawyer are ready. 2. Mark Robinson's position change is real and could add roster flexibility that helps him stay in Pittsburgh, especially if he keeps opening holes like he did against Queen. 3. And overall, this Steelers roster is deeper and more dangerous than it's been in years. Fans always say they want to see the team get better. Well, this is what getting better looks like: developing depth, taking smart injury precautions, and thinking unconventionally with players like Robinson. All right, Steelers family, we want to hear from you. Are you worried about Alex Highsmith's groin injury? Should the team consider starting Herbig in Week 1 even if Highsmith is cleared? And what do you think about Mark Robinson lining up at fullback? Genius move, or just a fun experiment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Read them all. And hey, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more breaking updates, and turn on notifications so you're the first to know what's going down in Pittsburgh. We're here every step of the way: training camp, preseason, and all the way to the playoffs. Let's ride, Steelers Nation. Like, comment, subscribe. Here we go.